Welcome to Infinite Horizon. The world teaches us early how to disappear, long before we ever learn how to be seen. In Infinite Horizon's December 13th episode, Echoes of the Soul, an encounter with Mountain Mama, one person walks 2,650 miles to reclaim what was stolen in a hospital crib decades before. There are wounds that live beneath skin and bone, wounds carved by absence, not blows, where the thing that should have kept you safe was simply not there. The host traces that absence straight back to infancy, months in a hospital without a steady caregiver, a survival system that learned very young to expect unavailability. That detail matters because attachment theory, from Bowlby and Ainsworth onward, explains exactly how those early missing holds become an internal map that assumes danger and unavailability, and Burke, Harris, and Mate, cited by the speaker, put hard science around it: chronic cortisol, altered nervous systems, panic and disease that are not character flaws but physiological consequences. What the episode gets absolutely right is the linkage between childhood wounds and adult biology, the way trauma is embodied and how healing must address body as much as story. Then comes the confrontation. Burnout, collapse, the choice to walk 2,650 miles on the Pacific Crest Trail. The desert, the Sierra snowfields, the blistered feet, the communal nights by campfire, these are not Instagram therapy. They are exposure and containment at once. On the trail, the host finds mirrors. Fellow hikers, the mountain mama at Warner Springs, the practice of naming the fear inherited from a hospital cot. Techniques that show up, meditation learned from a girlfriend, exercises from Emma McAdam and Suki Baxter, neuro-emotional approaches, are described not as quick fixes but as iterative tools. The monologue nails the central thesis. Healing is integrative. It requires physical challenge, emotional risk, and disciplined practice together. But a stronger narrative also asks where the silence came from and who benefits from it. The speaker hints at cultural stoicism, and we should connect that to real history. 20th century hospital policies that institutionalized maternal-infant separation, and later policy shifts that privatized care and normalized individual recovery as a solitary burden. Some experts warn that heroic solo pilgrimages can inadvertently individualize problems that are structurally produced: poverty, institutional neglect, employer cultures that punish vulnerability, and that, without systemic change, the same pattern repeats. The speaker celebrates communal storytelling as therapy, yet often positions healing as a private odyssey. There's a tension there, a contradiction between the necessity of social containment and the myth of rugged individual cure. So we must ask the hard questions the host almost whispers. Why are we still repairing childhood harm with unpaid hikes and personal grit? Who profits when care becomes private, and who controls the silence that keeps families and workplaces from admitting broken systems? The attachment insight and the trail's corrective micro-relationships show the possibility of repair. But the story also makes clear that transformation needs more than wilderness rites. It needs containment, sustained social supports, and policy that treats recovery as public infrastructure, not private heroism. The closing truth the host reaches is simple and urgent. To truly heal, we must walk through both outer landscapes and inner wounds. The trail is proof, not panacea. Movement, vulnerability, and disciplined practice can reconfigure a body taught to brace for abandonment. That matters for one person, and it matters for a society that keeps asking the injured to walk home alone. That's it, my friends. Please like and subscribe to support my channel. You can find more content on my Spotify and on YouTube under the handle at Infinite Trail Horizon.